So today we're going to be testing the Atomic Pi with the large board, and we're going to see what kind of current it pulls at idle with nothing attached to it. I have an Ethernet cable so that I can putty into it and a remote desktop into it. But other than that, nothing is plugged into it. I have the original 2.4 amp power supply that it comes with that I'm going to use to power it. We're going to keep an eye on our voltage measurements. This is going to be our DC input, should be our 5 volts. This is going to be a little bit of conversion. So I have an amp clamp here, and it reads 1 millivolt for every 10 milliamps. So you're going to have to multiply that by 10, the value we're going to see for every millivolt. So for instance, if we see 1 millivolt, we could equate that to 10 milliamps. So it's just a way so that I don't have to probe into my setup here. But I'm going to go ahead and power this guy on, and we're going to see what kind of power draw it has. You can see as the load increases, we're at zero point 0.8 amps, or roughly thereabout. You can see the voltage drop a little bit below 5 volts. Sitting at idle here, we're roughly around 600 milliamps. So I'm going to go ahead, remote in. Going to run a Prime 95 stress test on this so that we can get the CPU maxed out. So let's go ahead and do a torture test. Run all 4 threads. We're going to do the maximum power test. Okay. When we started this, these were our core temperatures. And they've risen, and they'll continue to rise. So I ran for a little bit longer just to see the temperature stable out, and you can see our temperature starting to come down. And that's because the air conditioner in our house kicked on. So I'm going to say that these are pretty much what our stabilized temperatures for 100% CPU usage are going to be. Granted, one important thing to note, this is not testing the GPU. The GPU uses probably about twice the amount of power and creates significantly more heat. That's something I can't test via remote, and I have to test with a monitor and keyboard plugged in. But this is our test results and our current draw for the Atomic Pi.